Welcome everybody back to the channel. Drop Gems. We're gonna drop another gem today. And guess what? We're dropping gems on Predators. The hunt is on. Look at this. Predators. 2010. 2010 Predators. Well, this movie, once again, Predators, has a mixed, I would say, man, you're either for it or you're against it. That's how the opinion I pick up about this movie. Really, honestly. So let's talk about this movie. It's gonna be an actually awesome movie rant this time. And I'm gonna defend this movie. And I'm gonna tell you my reasons why. Alright? So Predators 2010. Robert Rodriguez's story. Now it's directed by Nimrod and Tell here. But it stars Adrian Brody, of course, Lawrence Fishburne and Topher Grace from that 70s show. And spoilers in this fucking review. So tune me out if you don't give a shit. You haven't seen this movie, then come back and tune me in because you want to hear this shit, you know? Anyways, I want to hear your shit on this movie. Honestly, let's hear it. Because I think there's a consensus out there. If people weren't afraid to speak up about Predators, I think it would get a lot of love. And it would be a lot of love. So show some fucking love on this channel for Predators, please. I love this movie. I love it as a Predator movie. I fucking enjoyed it. It was just great. It was great. It fulfilled my Predator thirst and quenched it. It just did. I love seeing Adrian Brody in this role. And I loved him at the end, all flexed. You know, fuck you if you don't think he did a great job. Adrian Brody, hats off to you. He always puts his heart and soul into everything he does. That's just who he is. And Adrian Brody carries the film. I care about his character all the way to the end. And I remember this movie. I remember it. So props to the director and, yes, Robert Rodriguez, the story writer of this film. He attached his name to this. It was in the commercials. It was in the ads on TV or whatever you saw it on the internet. It was on the ads. He attached his name. Robert Rodriguez, one of his great films. If he directed it himself, I don't know if it would be as good. This guy here, I don't know much about him. Props to Nimrod. Definitely, hats off to him. And Brody. And yes, we're gonna go through the plot and talk about it in more in depth a little bit. But I want to talk a little couple points here. But there is some shit about this movie that I hate, and I'm gonna point it out really quick right now while I have it. The one thing I want to point out about this movie that I hate, I don't want to say it's one thing, but I'll say it's a couple things I dislike, but everything. But I want to point this point out. I don't know if anyone's ever pointed out or whatever. Fuck it. Go with it. Rant. And Lawrence Fishburne's character, all of a sudden in the middle of this movie, they're in this really intense action scene, and you see Lawrence Fishburne comes out as the Predator. You actually might think it'd be the Predator. They fake you out a couple times, I think, in the beginning, but whatever. I don't want to talk about that. So they just Lawrence Fishburne character was stupid. It was boneheaded. It was boneheaded. And they treat you like an idiot. Like, how did Lawrence Fishburne, look how out of shape he is, and he's like 60 years old, people. Come on, guys. Really? And you buy that shit that he survived to kill two predators, and he killed two predators and somehow he's like, I'm alive when he takes off the mask. Look at this shit. I wanted to take a gun out, a predator gun with the three dots, and just kill myself. Like, I want to say kill myself, I wanted to hurt myself with that gun. But whatever you want to say, who cares? You know what I'm referring to. I just wanted to just not watch this movie anymore. So, oh gosh. Anyways, this movie is good though. This movie's good, so this is a good rant. I want to clarify that. This is an awesome rant. This movie, it impressed me in so many ways, like I just pointed out earlier in this awesome rant. But I wanted to give this movie its due. I really did. I wanted to give it its due because it doesn't get enough of its due. So let's talk about Predators a little more. Like, I thought I would expand upon my opinion more. I apologize. I don't know. I broke down a little bit with that Lawrence Fishburne reference because it means everyone that likes and loves Predators. I'm sorry if you're mad at me because I like this movie. I'm very sorry, but I know how you feel, because there's moments like that when it comes to the Predators series where Lawrence Fishburne comes out and you don't understand why they're doing this. The writing, just not the care. I understand, but they cared for the Predators in this movie. They did. They brought out the old school one, you know, and all that. So, um, yeah. So, anyways, I'm just learning what you can say on YouTube and what you can't. But anyways, I don't care because it's freedom of speech, and that's what it is. I'm critiquing this film, and if I make metaphors or references that are rude or crude to you, I'm sorry. But you shouldn't watch my channel. You shouldn't listen to my voice. That's the bottom line. You shouldn't listen to my voice, and you shouldn't watch these movies then, and you shouldn't be involved in cinema or anything to do with collecting movies or watching movies or studying movies or talking about movies. You get the fuck off my channel, and that's it. Let YouTube handle what they think is right and wrong. But anyways, let's get back to the film. I'm ranting. I love it. So let's go to the awesome rant. Predators, yes. Uh, the movie brings a lot to the Predator series, and I hate that these fakers on YouTube don't bring this out, and these so-called Predator fans of Shane Black or whatever his writing. He had nothing to do with this film, and it's a great Predator movie. That's why it is. What is this? You see his name? Shane Black? No, you don't. He was in the first Predator, of course. He was an actor slash writer on that film. He did get credit for it, but he did a little tidbit here and there. Hence, he's a writer in a couple. I don't even fucking talk about him. Let's just talk about Predators and give Robert Rodriguez and the crew and the cast its due. This movie is awesome. The cast brings it. You believe everything they're doing, except for Lawrence Fishburne. He can go fuck himself. That was terrible writing, terrible acting. This movie would have been 20,000 times awesomer without that scene. You didn't need that scene. You didn't need to bring them anywhere. I want to overanalyze that. They don't want to bring him anywhere. Why? The Predator's hunting them in the jungle. That's scary enough as it is. We know that from the first Predator. That's scary enough. You don't have to bring him to a spaceship and do all this shit with Fishburne. He's nothing in this movie. He should be. Look at this shit. I don't want to talk about it because I like Lawrence Fishburne. That's the problem. I like him, but he shouldn't even accepted this role. Or they shouldn't even made this role. This role shouldn't even existed in this movie. But anyways, it fucking ruins the movie for me, and we're gonna go through the rest of this movie. So yeah, I'm harping on that, and I'm coming back to that moment because they just had such a great thing, and that rating that you see on IMDb here would be way higher if it wasn't for shit like that. So anyways, anybody that loves the let's get back to my point. Anybody that loves the Predator series and that says they love the first Predator and all that, they're gonna love or like or have some interest in this movie and watching it and not have be on the side of, oh, it should have never been made, you know. It's a disrespect to the Predator series. This is not a disrespect to the Predator series. They're showing massive love. They're in the fucking jungle. They got Adrian Brody, guys. They got Adrian Brody. They got Robert Rodriguez here. You know? And he brings it. They bring this shit. What a fucking movie. So let's go through it. I'm excited. Let's go through it. Awesome review. So let's go right through the plot. I'm not even going to read anything. I just want to point out, though, the budget was $40 million. Great. Great budget for a Predator movie. It deserves it. And the box office was 127 million. So it was a huge success. But like I said, the movie could have been a lot more success if there wasn't fucktard, weird mistakes like that. Turd mistakes. Excuse me, I wanted to say turd mistakes. Don't mean to offend anyone, of course. Nothing but love here in this channel. Excuse my language. Excuse this movie's writing. Fucking A. Screenplay. Who's the screenplay writer? Alex and Michael. And the story here is Robert and Mike. I don't know who's responsible. Michael, definitely, because he's a story and screenplay writer. So Michael Finch. You're responsible for that fuck up. Anyways, let's go to the $40 million budget and made $127 million. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? And it should have, rightfully so. It's a success. And they put it in some good hands here, not Shane Black's hands. Awesome, cool. That's why it was a good picture, a success. Excuse me. And let's go to the plot. So Royce, cool, right off the bat, you meet Adrian Brody. His character, man, you meet him right off the bat. And boy, oh boy, you're feeling it. You know it's Brody. This is so weird, this opening. I think it's one of the awesomest openings. And this movie's in 2010, man. I want to say it was one of the coolest openings. Like, you're sitting there and you're watching this fucking movie, and you know how it opens is like nothing else. He's in the air, he's skydiving, he's free falling. He doesn't seem to have a parachute, but he wakes up out of his little slumber, and he hits his parachute. Boom! He lands on the ground. And he lands with another person who pulls guns on him. What do you know? It's the faces we know. I like that. I like that about this movie. It's faces we know and like. And you care about the characters because you know them and you like them, and they play the roles convincingly. It's good, man. So anyway, Danny Trejo there, he's a cartel guy, and he pulls dualies on Mr. Brody. Brody's got this shotgun, you know. It's cool, man. Everybody's got their own gun. It's unique to them. So this movie's makes these characters unique, and with their it tells a story with objects. It's good, and it just doesn't rely on the predators. It can do that because it has the cast and it has the money. It has the budget to do that. So $40 million in the hands of a director, and he put in Mr. Antel here, and you know he does well. So even the predators, man, he does good. He gives us real deal shit. It's mostly real deal shit. There's some CGI in there, of course, but there's real deal shit. He tries. So let's move on. So the predators, you know, they're on the island. You meet these characters. They all meet up. It's a cool way to meet up. They do it fast. They do it convincingly. They do it not treating you dumbly. And they do it. They meet up the characters. They don't trust each other. It's cool because they're shooting at each other. It's something that makes sense. Like they do it like it's realistic. Like that was actually what happened. In the middle of the jungle, they all meet up. They're all suspicious of each other. They see two moons when they come out on a hillside. They're like, where the fuck are we? They're like, this is crazy. Then you don't know where they are. It's such a cool feel because when you see these two moons or whatever, it's like, it puts you there. So yeah, that plot is worth it. So anyways, it puts you there, and it's awesome. You want to know more. You want to find out more. Anyways, they throw this fake out though. You think it's the predators, but they throw out these fake cages, and it releases some kind of hunting hound. So it scares them out. You know, Brody tells you everything. I like it. I love it that Adrian Brody knows everything, and they're asking him, "How do you know this? How do you know this?" But he's that smart. He's that aware. He's that skilled. He's that experienced, and you believe it. You know, and you want him to be, and they follow him too. So it's so fucking cool because you got somebody to follow that's strong and to root for, and you know he's not going down without a fight if they do kill him in the end. So man, cool, and they roll with that. So he takes the lead. They kill all the hounds, and now this time, you know, they come to a point where they run into the first predator who's tied up, old school predator from back in the day. It's cool. And he's tied up, and it looks legit, and it looks real, and they did a great job. Props to them. And they do that, and you see, excuse me, you see the first kill here, I believe, the real deal. And the guy, I like this guy, man. He gets murked out, real nasty. He gets shot up, and when he gets shot up, you know, all hell breaks loose, you know, and everybody splits up and all that. So they go off on their own, and what do you know? They meet up with Mr. Lawrence Fishburne, like I mentioned in this rant. Fuck that part. I'm gonna skip all that. They follow him back to this supposed spacecraft. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck it is. The Predators obviously don't know he lives there. It's such a big facility and building, but you know, he's in these little crawl spaces. So fuck the Predators. They don't have that vision. They can't just blow up the whole fucking area, just murk his ass like they did in the first one or every damn movie where they trigger the nuke. Or they don't have those. Oh, you stupid writers. So yeah, I'm getting so pissed at that. This Lawrence Fishburne detour. It's just a waste. Look at him with the gun. It's a waste. What the fuck is that? Anyways, let's talk. So let's move on from this. So he goes, you know, get out of there. You see Lawrence Fishburne get what's coming to him. He gets killed. I love that shit. The Predator meets up with him, and he's like, oh, talking tough to the end and all this shit. Oh, you finally got me. Yeah, you finally got me. Anyways, so let's skip on to that. So let's move on from that dumb shit. And this next scene, this guy, this prisoner dude, he gets, oh boy, it's so cool. He gets his fucking skull and spine ripped out of his back, ripped out of his whole body. It's amazing. It's cool. It's a hell of a kill. Props to them on that kill. Robert Rodriguez, I love you at times. So let's go to the rest. And it's a good kill. You move on from that. Brody's leading the way once again. The sniper girl is awesome. I like her a lot. I feel for her character. Topher Grace is still standing, and you see at the end here, there's a cool twist. Now, a lot of people might disagree with my analysis or my take here on this twist with Topher Grace's character. I want to go through Wikipedia real quick. Edwin, I believe it was. Anyways, Anyways, Edwin, yes. So the purpose here of Edwin was to throw in, that monkey wrench. I think it was to throw in a monkey wrench. I'm not going to read Wikipedia or anyone else's opinion on the movie. I'm just going to give my thoughts on the movie and what I thought transpired there, or what happened, or what they meant to say or do. I just thought it meant, yeah, to throw in a good twist, like he's the predator as well, like he was saying. He gave this speech to the woman, this dialogue, this monologue on he's the real predator. It was so cool, and you knew he was going to get it from the actual predators. And of course, Royce uses him, Mr. Brody uses Topher Grace, Mr. Edwin here, with grenades to lure the predators and get a jump on them, get a head start on them. It's a cool ending because once that starts going, and he gets what's coming to him, Mr. Grace, because Brody saves her. It's cool, man, because they do make you think he's not coming back, but he comes back for her. And I like that. I love that because it's a great story between them. And they don't kiss or hug or anything in the end or anything like that or during the movie, but you can feel that they want to. And I love the chemistry between these two actors. So great job there. And Brody puts on a great performance. He's in great shape, and you can tell he's like trying to pull that Schwarzenegger, man. And you believe that shit. I believe him in that role. He's fighting to the end, and he's outsmarts the predators, man. And in the end, it's great because there's more to come, and they really didn't do the job, and there's more to live, and they leave it hanging, and it's so worth it, man. I mean, they try to do the Predator series, and there's also this one thing I wanted to mention, please. A fight between the Predator with a sword, and the Predator had no sword, and um, this guy with a sword, and boy oh boy was that a fight. Like it was a quick fight. It was only not many moves, but the way they choreographed that fight scene, that kill, that fight scene between them, it was just it was well done. It was so much effort put into that to think about how to do it. And I got it. I understood it. It was deep. It was good because you didn't want him to go, but he had to. He had to lose against the Predator, but he went stand toe to toe. I love it. So, anyways, in the end, Mr. Brody here outsmarts the Predator, blows up his vehicle, and tricks him, thinking that he took off on it, but he didn't. And he just kills him. It's good, man. He fights him, he kills him. He uses a little bit of the same tactic from the first one. I like that in some way. And they drop it quickly, so they move on from it. They just threw the call back, the throwback to it. I like that. They respect it. They respect the series. They respect the genre. They give credit to the Predator. They don't make him punky at all. They don't make him shitty. They make him violent. They make him fucking scary. They're at the home planet. That's what's scary. That's what's more scary than that. Look at that shit. That wasn't even the movie, though. I don't believe. So that was a little fake out. But anyways, they did great. Good job. Awesome review, Rant. I'm done. I'm fucking wasted off this shit. Let's get done. Don't put Lawrence Fishburne in any more movies like that. Any action movies anymore. And I don't know I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, thanks guys for listening. Drop another gem anytime. Tell the truth about these fucking movies. Yes, this is worth a watch. Yes, I will give my opinion. Watch it one time. Boom. Done. There's a part 2 I wanted to mention. Oh gosh, how could I forget? Mr. Treggio. There's a creepy part in the beginning where Treggio dies, and the Predator is mimicking his voice and mimicking him and telling him to come help him. It's fucking amazing. It's creepy. It's such the Predator. And they just expand upon more of the Predator's traits. And I like that. They give us more of what we want. So props to them on that. Okay, peace out. I'm enough of this fucking rant.